In Watertown, visits to a food pantry are up 20 to 30%. The regional food bank in Albany says need in its region, which includes the eastern half of the North Country, is up 14%. High gas and grocery prices are catching up with people. We visit that Watertown food pantry on today's Story of the Day.
Support for Story of the Day comes from Pearsall Wealth Management of Raymond James, Glens Falls, offering financial planning and investing advice to clients for over 40 years. Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Hey, I'm David Sommerstein. It's Thursday, July 23rd. First up, the State Department of Environmental Conservation wants to recruit pheasant hunters to promote conservation. The New York Public News Network's Sophia Imbriaco has more.
Last month, the New York DEC released a strategic plan that, over the next decade, would shift state efforts away from trying to restore wild pheasant habitat and toward recruiting hunters. Jackie Lendrum, director of the state's Division of Fish and Wildlife, explains the DEC is aiming to promote a conservation ethic through hunting.
Once folks are outside and they're experiencing the great outdoors that we have here in New York State and the wildlife, the habitats, that then they value that. They'll work to protect it.
Lendrum says many people getting into hunting are interested in connecting with where their food comes from.
One of the growing populations of new hunters that we're seeing are actually women in their mid to early 30s. And what you're seeing is that people really want to be involved and know where their food is coming from, right? And so there is nothing more natural or more organic than meat that you harvest yourself.
Since the early 20th century, pheasants have been a favorite of small game hunters in New York, and hunting them is an accessible way to get into the sport. However, New York's wild pheasant populations are at an all-time low, as New York DEC biologist and small game unit leader Joshua Stiller explains. This is largely due to habitat loss.
We had a lot of areas of New York that the landscape has just changed significantly. We've lost grasslands, we've lost the habitat that would otherwise support pheasants in New York State.
As pheasant hunting remains popular, the state raises and releases over 30,000 pheasants annually on lands open to the public for hunting. The new pheasant stocking plan would increase the number of stocking locations near major population centers and promote awareness of public pheasant hunting opportunities. The state's DEC is accepting comments on the plan through July 25th. For the New York Public News Network, I'm Sophia Imbriaco.
The North Country is hosting two major bass fishing tournaments this weekend. The Tackle Warehouse Pro Circuit of Major League Fishing will drop lines in Lake Champlain. Some of the best anglers in the country will take off Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings at 6:30 from the Plattsburgh City Marina. Weigh-ins are at 2:30 in the afternoon. Meanwhile, the Northern Division of Major League Fishing's Toyota Series is fishing the St. Lawrence River. Anglers launch from the Messina Intake Boat Launch Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings at 6. Weigh-ins are at 2 in the afternoon each day. The St. Lawrence River tournament is different than in previous years because anglers are prohibited from cruising upriver to the Thousand Islands in Lake Ontario. Instead, they'll have to stay within the 27 miles between the Iroquois Dam in Lisbon and the Moses Saunders Dam in Messina. Food insecurity is leaving many North Country families in a pinch. Since June, changes to SNAP, the federal food assistance program, is expected to cut tens of thousands of people from their benefits. Food banks and social service providers are working to provide a safety net. In the first of a two-part series on food pantries in the North Country, Richard Haller visits one in Watertown, where need has increased sharply.
A man is rolling a shopping cart stocked with food. His wife holds their 2-month-old daughter.
I'm active duty military. My wife and I just had a baby. We're on a single income, which is mine. And we've been having a hard time with just keeping up with the food on top of all the other bills.
That's Donato Negro. He's based at Fort Drum. He says they've been struggling with high electric bills and the cost of heating in the winter. This is their first time getting help from Urban Mission in Watertown. the biggest food pantry in Jefferson County.
We just need like staples, like some flour, sugar, eggs, milk, stuff like that, butter, the basics, basically bread.
The place feels more like an Aldi's or discount grocery store than your typical food pantry.
So we've kind of, We've kind of made it like a grocery store. We want people to feel more comfortable coming in.
Shelves are stocked with canned goods, fruits and vegetables, and there's plenty of refrigeration. Hillary Collins, the receptionist, shows me around the spacious, air-conditioned room.
We used to do boxes next door, but now we encourage everybody to bring their own bags, so it feels more of like a market experience.
Across the country, people have been struggling with the cost of basic living expenses like groceries and gas and utilities. Collins says they've seen a significant uptick in families coming for help who didn't have to before.
Definitely probably by 20 or 30%. People that are losing their food stamps, or they have to work now for their benefits. Yep. And we've had an uptick in volunteers as well.
The Trump administration's so-called One Big Beautiful Bill Act cut SNAP, previously known as food stamps, by more than $200 billion over the next decade. Since June, more people need to work to keep their SNAP benefits, including unhoused people. The regional food bank, based in Albany, provides a large network of food pantries, soup kitchens, and other nonprofits with a steady supply of food assistance across 20 counties, including much of the North Country region. Sue Littner is the vice president. She says food demand has increased by 14% across all of these counties over the last year.
There are higher costs of food, higher costs of utilities, higher costs of transportation, and so many individuals in our service area are losing access to benefits like SNAP assistance at this point that it's just a little bit of a perfect storm. So our food pantries are just seeing this unprecedented demand at this point.
Littner says the regional food bank is expecting 60,000 people to lose their SNAP benefits in their service area. The SNAP cuts are expected to affect all New Yorkers. The federal government is passing down some costs to states. New York taxpayers could pay $160 million more. Littner says counties will also have to pay a share of that cost.
And that's really the next step in why this is so frightening. Our counties really don't have the funds to close this equation and pay for these benefits that had previously been paid for at the federal level.
Urban Mission's Director of Client Services, Amy Klemgaard, says they've seen 600 more families coming for help in the last year.
And people are having to choose between eating and paying their electricity bill so it doesn't get shut off. So we're seeing a lot more people who are working families who just can't afford groceries and electricity and gas coming in to get some help with food.
Okay, so what do you got for us?
I got like 5 or 6 boxes.
Oh, wow.
Urban Mission in Watertown is more than a food pantry. It's a whole nonprofit facility. Homeless people are hanging out inside to escape the heat, and volunteers are getting in their hours for SNAP work requirements. In the basement, there's a huge storage area. A shipping truck backs up in front of the sliding doors. Doug Getman is the maintenance truck driver who delivers food and anything else. He says he feels lucky that he gets to help people with his job.
That's one of the best feelings, is when somebody stumbles in and needs something and we actually have what they need so we can help them.
Joe Johnson helps manage the place. He gives me a big smile when saying why he does what he does.
It makes them happy and it makes us smile when we see them happy. It's the best feeling in the world when you know you're helping somebody and they say thank you.
Yeah, especially in this world, because that's pretty rough out there right now, so.
They both agreed that more people need help right now, whether that's getting some clothes, a place to stay, or a meal for the day. Sue Littner from the Regional Food Bank says that food pantries are a lifeline for people. She says if they didn't exist, entire families would be going without food on the table. Richard Haller, North Country Public Radio, Watertown.
We have more news all the time on our website, ncpr.org. Music today by Eddie Lawrence of Saranac Lake and Evan Veenstra of Gananoque, Ontario. I'm David Summerstein, North Country Public Radio.